Ever pondered about the origins of the special bond that exists between humans and dogs? Our story begins thousands of years ago, not with the dogs we know and love today, but with their wild ancestors, wolves. Now you might be imagining a tense, teeth-bared encounter in some snowy prehistoric wilderness. But the reality is likely a bit less dramatic, yet no less profound. Like us, wolves are social creatures. They form packs, establish hierarchies, and work together to survive. It's thought that the earliest interactions between humans and wolves were likely rooted in this shared social instinct. Imagine a group of early humans huddled around a fire, their latest hunt roasting over the flames. The scent wafts into the air, catching the attention of a nearby wolf pack. Drawn by the promise of an easy meal, they approach the human encampment. The humans, wary but not hostile, allow the wolves to scavenge the leftovers. Over time, this interaction becomes a sort of primitive symbiosis. The wolves get a reliable source of food, and the humans get an early warning system for approaching threats. There's even evidence to suggest that humans and wolves may have hunted together, combining their skills to bring down larger prey. This relationship was not formed overnight. It took generations upon generations of mutual trust and benefit. But as the years rolled on, something extraordinary happened. The wolves that were less aggressive, more sociable, they thrived. They had better access to food, more opportunities to mate. Over time, these wolves began to change. They grew smaller, their snouts shortened, their temperament softened. In a way, we didn't domesticate wolves, they domesticated themselves. And in doing so, they became something new, something different, something uniquely suited to live alongside us, to work with us, to be our companions. And thus the first threads of the unbreakable bond between man and dog were spun. Over time, this mutual benefit between humans and wolves grew into something more. It was more than survival, it was a connection, a bond that transcended the primal instinct. As the bond deepened, humans started to see the potential in this relationship and began to mold it to their advantage. But how did they do it? The process was gradual, taking place over countless generations. It began with humans selectively breeding wolves, choosing to mate those that were less aggressive and more cooperative. This was an early form of genetic engineering, although our ancestors didn't know it at the time. They were simply noticing patterns and acting on them. Now you might wonder, why would a wolf want to cooperate with a human? Well, the answer lies in the evolutionary advantage it provided. Those wolves that were less aggressive and more cooperative had a higher chance of survival. They had access to human leftovers, protection from other predators, and the companionship of a pack that was stronger and more diverse than any wolf pack could be. This relationship was advantageous for humans too. These early dogs helped in hunting, provided warmth on cold nights, served as an alarm system against intruders, and even helped in childcare. In essence, they were an extension of the human family. Over time, through this process of selective breeding, the wolves began to change. Their physical characteristics started to differ from their wild counterparts. They became smaller, their teeth and jaws shrank, their ears became floppy, and they developed a wide range of coat colors and patterns. More importantly, their behavior changed. They became less fearful, less aggressive, more playful, and more attuned to human emotions and commands. This is how the process of domestication began, changing the course of history for both species. It was a relationship forged in the crucible of survival, but it evolved into a partnership of companionship and mutual benefit. And it all started with a few brave wolves and the humans who saw their potential. From the wild wolves to the fluffy companions we see today, it's been a remarkable journey. As we trace back to the origins of our beloved pets, we find ourselves in the company of wolves. Yes, you heard it right, wolves. The transformation from wild, fearsome wolves to our friendly, tail-wagging friends is nothing short of fascinating. The turning point in this journey came when humans began to selectively breed these wolves. This was not a random process, but a careful and deliberate one. Humans chose specific wolves that displayed desirable traits such as friendliness or skill in hunting, and bred them. Over generations, this led to the emergence of the first dogs as we would recognize them. Now let's delve a little deeper. As dogs began to take shape, they also started to branch out into various roles within human societies. Depending on the needs of a particular community, dogs were bred for specific tasks. For instance, take the herding dogs. Breeds like Border Collies and Australian Shepherds were developed by farmers who needed help managing their livestock. These dogs were selectively bred for their intelligence, agility, and instinct to herd. Then there are the guarding dogs, breeds like Rottweilers and Mastiffs, which were bred for their size, strength, and protective nature. These dogs were invaluable in protecting homes, farms, and even entire communities. And of course, we can't forget about the companionship dogs. Breeds like Golden Retrievers and Labrador Retrievers were bred for their friendly nature, loyalty, and ability to get along with humans. These dogs have brought comfort and companionship to millions of homes around the world. So, from wolves to working dogs to cuddly companions, the evolution of dogs is a tale of human ingenuity and the incredible adaptability of these animals. The dogs we know and love today are a testament to this incredible journey of evolution and domestication. The impact of dogs on human society is undeniable. From the remote corners of rural farms to the bustling heart of our cities, dogs have secured their place as an irreplaceable part of our lives. Let's look at the multifaceted roles dogs play in the modern world. Take working dogs, for instance. These diligent canines are trained to perform a variety of tasks that aid humans in their everyday lives. You'll find these four-legged heroes serving in police and military units, assisting in search and rescue missions, and even herding livestock on farms. Their keen sense of smell, sharp hearing, and unwavering loyalty make them perfect for these roles. Then we have therapy dogs who provide comfort and emotional support to those in need. Whether it's in hospitals, nursing homes, or schools, these dogs have a special ability to alleviate stress and bring joy to people's lives. Their mere presence can have a profound impact on our emotional well-being. Guide dogs, on the other hand, are the eyes for those who cannot see. Trained to navigate the world with precision, these dogs provide independence and confidence to visually impaired individuals, allowing them to lead fulfilling, active lives. But perhaps the most significant role dogs play is that of companions. Dogs are much more than pets, they are family. They share in our joys and comfort us in our sorrows. They teach us about loyalty, friendship, and unconditional love. They make our houses feel like homes. The emotional bond between humans and dogs is deep and unique. It transcends the boundaries of language and species. It's a bond that has been forged over thousands of years, ever since the first wolves ventured close to human encampments. The bond between humans and dogs is not just about companionship, it's about a shared history that spans thousands of years. This history is a testament to the profound connection we share with these remarkable creatures, a connection that continues to evolve and grow stronger with each passing day. So, how did our ancestors turn wolves into man's best friend? We started our journey at the dawn of canine companionship, when the first curious wolves began to approach human camps. They were drawn in by the tantalizing smells of leftover food, and humans, seeing potential allies in these wild creatures, allowed them to stay. This was the beginning of a bond that would span thousands of years and change the course of both species' histories. From there, we delved into the complex process of domestication. We learned that it wasn't a one-way street. Both humans and wolves had to adapt to each other. The wolves that were more sociable and less aggressive were more likely to be tolerated by humans, and thus had a better chance of surviving and passing on their genes. Over generations, these wolves evolved into a new, domesticated species, dogs. Next, we explored the fascinating evolution of dogs. From the early domesticated dogs that resembled their wolf ancestors, we saw how they diversified into the myriad breeds we see today. This was largely driven by humans selectively breeding dogs for specific traits, whether for hunting, herding, companionship, or even just appearance. This resulted in the incredible variety of shapes, sizes, and temperaments that make up the canine world today. Finally, we examined the role of dogs in human society. They've been hunters, herders, protectors, companions, and more. Dogs have been with us through thick and thin, sharing in our triumphs and comforting us in our times of need. They've saved lives, brought joy, and taught us valuable lessons about loyalty, friendship, and unconditional love. From being wild creatures of the forest to becoming an integral part of our homes and hearts, dogs truly are a remarkable testament to the power of companionship and mutual benefit. This is the story of how dogs became man's best friend.